So you're thinking about moving to Frisco, Texas? After all, hasn't it been ranked the #1 city to live in America and one of the best places to raise a family? Well, don't. Seriously, don't. No, I'm just kidding. Frisco is incredible, but if you are considering moving to Frisco, there are some things you must know before making that decision. In this video, I'm going to share with you a few reasons why you might want to consider moving just outside of Frisco, but still take advantage of all that Frisco has to offer. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. If you're new to the channel, my name is Mike Harrison. I'm a licensed realtor in both Texas and Florida. Let's first talk about what's great about Frisco. Let me start off by naming a few national accolades that Frisco has racked up over the years. It's been ranked the #1 best place to buy a house in America, the #1 best place to live in America, a top 25 best place in the US for first-time homebuyers, the #1 best place to live in Texas, the #2 best place to raise a family in Texas, top 10 safest cities in America, and #1 in employment growth among US mid-sized cities in 2019 and 2020. In addition to this national recognition, Frisco ISD also ranked in the top 5% overall in Texas. It's also the largest school district in North Texas to receive an A rating by the Texas Education Agency. Frisco's population has also increased nearly 3,000% over the last 30 years. For our golf fans out there, the PGA of America has their new headquarters building in Frisco, which is a $33.5 million headquarters project. Universal Studios is bringing a theme park to Frisco. There are 5 professional sports teams in Frisco alone for local entertainment. And the Fields of Frisco is a $10 billion community project that spans 2,500 acres and is expected to be its own 15-minute city where your car may never leave its garage. Mike, you sound like you've been drinking too many Coronas. The title of the video is Don't Move to Frisco, and here you are telling me all the reasons I should move to Frisco. Well, in my opinion, here are the 2 main reasons you should consider the areas just outside of Frisco. With everything I mentioned earlier, you really shouldn't assume that this is a cheap area to live. You're definitely paying a premium for the real estate here. The first reason is affordability. You can get in for as low as $300,000, but with a median home value in the mid $500,000 range, you're absolutely going to pay more for the real estate here than most suburbs of DFW. Supply is low and demand is still very high. And in my experience here locally, it's the most sought after suburb in all of North Dallas. You are competing with way more buyers in this area. There are waiting lists a mile long for new construction homes, even with 6% plus interest rates. And let a pre-existing home have more than a 6,500 square foot lot, and that listing is going to have multiple offers, usually in the first or second weekend it's available. Just to further illustrate the demand here in Frisco, consider Frisco as the iPhone when it first launched. The first few versions had waiting lines outside of all the cell phone stores. Now imagine folks still waiting outside those cell phone stores for iPhones 2 decades later. That's Frisco. We are now in a phase of the Frisco housing market where sure, Frisco is still growing, but this is just my opinion. You're now paying for that appreciation versus getting the appreciation. You can literally look 10 to 15 minutes away, still take advantage of all that Frisco has to offer, but buy into the appreciation versus paying for it, as the surrounding suburbs still have plenty of room to grow and develop commercially. Don't get me wrong, I love the development of Frisco. It's actually great for our real estate here. It's also expected to have more commercial office space than downtown Dallas by year 2030. But if you're in the camp of wanting less concrete, less highways, less commercial buildings, and more trees, more nature, and more wildlife, then this would fall into why you wouldn't want to move to Frisco. Our second reason for why you may want to consider just outside of Frisco is the commuting. Speaking of concrete and highways, the highways all around Frisco are tollways. You have the Sam Rayburn Tollway and the Dallas North Tollway, which can rack up so many toll fees you literally need to fit it within your budget. Some of us are over here making life decisions. Do I want to eat dinner? Or do I want to pay for some daggum toll fees? There's also Preston, also called Highway 289, which was the center of Frisco at the beginning of all of its expansion. But now if you want to head down south to Plano or Addison or Dallas, you've got to take Dallas North Tollway. And then if you want to head east to McKinney or Allen, you're going to take the Sam Rayburn Tollway, as it's by far the fastest route to get there. You could take Highway 380, but there are a ton of stoplights over there and it's going to delay your commute big time. Making these daily drives can quickly add up to an extra $100 to $200 or maybe even $300 a month in toll fees, which is an extra expense to consider whenever you already have a high housing market and high HOA fees in Frisco. Don't get me wrong, the Celinas, Prospers, McKinney's, all those extra suburbs around there, even Ann and Melissa, you're still going to have a commute. You're still going to have to sometimes take the tollways, but not as often as you are if you live in Frisco. So Mike, help me understand what I should do. First things first, yes, this is a plug, but please ensure you're working with a local realtor and a local lender that understands the Frisco housing market as well as the overall Dallas housing market, so we can help you properly weigh your options. If Frisco is the tip of the lifestyle iceberg, there are many surrounding cities underneath the surface that can still lead you to the lifestyle you want, like Celina, McKinney, Anna, Prosper, where you can purchase the same house floor plan than what you could expect to pay in Frisco. Although some of these extra suburbs home values are catching up to Frisco, you may get away with spending $50,000 to $100,000 less in the Celinas or the McKinneys or Melissas of the world than you would in Frisco. Realtors outside of this area may not be aware of these dynamics so that they can properly meet your needs. It'd be just like me trying to sell a family in Austin, not aware of the surrounding areas outside of Austin that could possibly save buyers a few $100s a month on their monthly payment. These areas have plenty more appreciation to offer you in their home values, and you're not going to experience as much competition in trying to negotiate a deal. Secondly, if you have to be able to say that you live in Frisco, you need to ensure you're prepared on a couple of things. Number one, you must ensure you have a conventional pre-approval. Although most homes in Frisco are going to easily qualify for FHA, a conventional loan is going to offer the most assurance to prospective Frisco sellers. We can get into all the reasons why, but if you're in a multiple offer situation, a conventional loan is going to put you in the best position to win because it signals less red tape than an FHA offer. A second thing you need to be financially prepared for is to still pay your down payment, some or all of your closing costs, and maybe even a bit above asking price. Yes, even still in this Frisco housing market, paying above asking price or all of your closing costs is not anywhere near as common in the surrounding suburbs as it is in Frisco. Also, if you're still not willing to pay above asking price, the interest rates are too high, I'm not willing to do that, there are some other terms of the contract that you can squeeze to be a bit more aggressive. I do this often with my clients, but still protect them from harm's way as it just requires me to work faster. So the typical earnest money is 1%, and the standard option period is 7 days, at least here in Texas. Oftentimes I'll get clearance to make sure that my other partners are working fast, to where I say, hey buyer, let's not pay above asking price, let's maybe go a little bit below asking price, but let's go ahead and show them more assurance with maybe 1.5% to 2% earnest money. That's fully refundable if certain terms aren't met by the seller. But yeah, we'll go 1.5% to 2% earnest money. And I've got an inspector or two that are very quick to turn around inspections, so we'll go 3-day option periods. That's helped me tremendously in the market where there are multiple offer scenarios and we're not having to pay above asking price. Hell, there have been several times I've offered to lower my commission so that the seller nets more, and it puts my buyer in a better position to win in that multiple offer scenario. These are just a couple of ways you can show seriousness and aggression on an offer without going above asking price. A third thing you're going to have to be prepared for financially is for your home to not appreciate over the next few years or next couple decades like it has in the past couple decades. Frisco's home values have skyrocketed since the mid-2000s, still appreciating for around 10% every year due to the great school district, the lifestyle, and the high demand here. But we shouldn't expect that type of consistent appreciation year in and year out over the next 2 decades. Not in Frisco, at least. It's my opinion that the cheese is going to move to another part of Dallas in the next maybe 10 or 15 years. Listen, I love Frisco. It's obviously an incredible place to live, but there are some surrounding suburbs that have a lot to offer you, whether you're single, you have a family, or you're looking to retire as well. So again, that's going to close us out today. Listen, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your time. I get calls and emails every day from people looking to purchase or sell around DFW. So if you, a family member or friend, ever have questions about what it's like to purchase or sell a home in DFW, look me up on social media, give me a call, or visit my website. All of my info is included in the description below. Also, please, if you have a second, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It really helps support the channel. And I'll be posting videos every Thursday around the DFW real estate market, the Dallas lifestyle, and just some neighborhood vlogs so that you can stay informed in all things Dallas. Again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you guys in the next video.